My dad would like to say a few words.
Out there! He's got a script. Look out!
Now it's time for your punishment.
I thought of you as 3.
First of all, I'd like to welcome all of you and thank you for coming to celebrate with us on the eve of Catherine and Mark's marriage. I thought I would sing a love song like When a Man Loves a Woman or Happy Together. Or then I thought of going country with I'm Gonna Love You Forever. But Mark and Catherine both told me in no uncertain terms that there would be no singing tonight. So I had to wing it for myself. Whoa! Or do the lights. You know, and actually what I was going to do is use the word. Is this an open? God says open up, man. Somebody else's words to describe the sentiment of the evening.
Hey! Hey!
Thank you.
But I had to come up with something on my own. So I want to start by saying something about my son Mark. And the adjective that comes to mind for Mark is determined. And Mark has always been a very determined individual. If he set a goal for himself, set his mind to something, he was going to achieve it. When he was like 4 or 5, he had a little bike with training wheels, and we had an older bike that he was supposed to learn to ride. But he wanted a new bike, and I told him, well, you know what? When you learn to ride the two-wheeler, I'll buy you a new bike. And I figured I had some time there because he, I'd be the one teaching him to ride the bike. The next day I came home from work and he couldn't wait to get me outside and show me that he had learned to ride that bike on his own. And it cost me a new bike. When Mark learned to play hockey, he was one of the lowest rated house players. In 1 year, he was the highest rated house player. The following year, he made a travel team because he set his mind to it. Once he sets his mind to it, when he was in high school, we took him to a college preparatory thing that at Michigan State, and they had they basically told you what you needed to do to get accepted at Michigan State. Well, Mark left there and said he would be going to Michigan State. I had my doubts. Sure enough, he got into Michigan State. Then after a very difficult first semester, he decided he was determined to graduate with a decent grade point, and he did, making the dean's list along the way.
You don't realize how big a step the graduation part was after that first semester.
He then chose to go to work at Merrill Lynch, and he was determined to become successful in that business, and he is doing very, very well. He's doing well by me, for sure. Because I'm moving in with him. There are more examples I could cite of Mark's accomplishments. Like, he decided to run a half marathon, and he did it. I wish I could have gone down and seen it, but I couldn't because I had back surgery that year. But he accomplished that. And there's so many more things that he's accomplished. I do want to mention one more thing. He's kept a long-standing family tradition going, and that tradition is overachieving in marriage.
That's the truth.
Now Catherine.
Nice work, bud.
I couldn't limit myself to one adjective to talk about Catherine. She's beautiful, intelligent, self-confident, charming, poised, personable, positive, organized, conscientious. I could go on and on. But at least I believe you know how Diane and I feel about Catherine based on that list. Mark never told us much about the girls he was dating. In fact, he never would say he was dating any girl. He would say he's seeing someone. And I remember about the time he started dating or seeing Catherine, and he told me that I asked him if he was seeing anyone, and he said yes. And I said, well, what's her name? And he said, look, all you need to know is girl. However, we knew that girl was very special because only a couple months later, he informed us that Catherine would be joining us for our family Christmas dinner. And we were very, very excited about that. We were going to miss her. Christmas Day was the first time that I got to meet Catherine. And we were immediately impressed with her. Her ability to remain dignified as she walked in the door and my brother greeted her with a handshake saying, "You afraid of me?" Fortunately, she didn't turn around right then and leave, but she came in and gave the rest of us a chance to know her. I myself took a much more passive approach in introducing myself and getting to know Catherine.
And we're supposed to buy this?
But as favorable as Diane and my first impression was of Catherine, we have become even bigger fans over the past year and 8 months. The adjective I mentioned only began to scratch the surface of how we feel about her. Now I want to tell you about my wife and I. The adjective that comes to mind for us is proud. We are extremely proud of all the accomplishments that Mark has achieved. We are proud, but we are most proud of the man that he has become. And we are very proud to welcome Catherine into our family. Getting back to the music I mentioned at the start, I believe those songs I mentioned were very relative to this special occasion. We certainly have a man that truly loves his woman. They appear to be very happy together. And they share a love that will last forever and ever. Amen. Catherine and Mark.